Nowadays, all you need is a smartphone. And with that, you're an instant business owner, influencer, and you got your own soapbox to preach on. And those are big facts. So let's talk about that in today's video.
Gotta talk about my life as I see it.
Thanks for joining me today, guys. Now, if you're new here, my name is Jonathan Moore. I have a visual media company. I'm a creative entrepreneur. And well, I like to make videos like these for other creatives out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how it's so easy to get started, whether it's owning a business, whether it's becoming an influencer, or whether it's just having your own soapbox to preach on, right? Because all you need is a smartphone these days. That it's so easy that it's hard. So what do I mean when I say that it's so easy that it's actually hard? What I mean is that the barrier to entry, whether you want to start your own business or become an influencer or just have your own soapbox to preach on, right? The barrier to entry is so low because all you need is a cell phone. And basically everybody has one of those nowadays. But because the barrier to entry is so low, it makes it harder to stand out. Now, I heard a statistic where it was something like 500 hours of content are getting loaded up to YouTube every 1 minute. Now, that might change. That might be the same. It might be more. I really don't know. But basically, that's because the barrier to entry is so easy. So with the barrier to entry being so low, how does one stand out, right? How do you grow your business? How do you grow your brand? How do you, promote your products out there when it seems like everything is so saturated and people are just yelling and being all on top of one another? Well, I'm glad that you asked, because in today's video, I'm going to be going over a few tips on how you can stand apart from the crowd in an overcrowded space. So tip number one is to be consistent. Okay. You want to make sure that you are taking small steps on a consistent basis. All right. Now, a lot of times when people get started, like I said, the barrier to entry is so low. And a lot of times because it's so low, it seems so easy, right? You might see people who are just, like I said, you're just blowing up off of your phone, right? You got an instant business. You're an instant content creator. You're an instant influencer. Okay. But if you want to stand out apart from the crowd, what you have to do is you have to be consistent, right? So whether that's posting every single day, posting every week, posting the same type of content, with a little variation or a twist, you're fine tuning, you're learning. The most important thing that you want to do is you want to be consistent. And to be consistent, you want to always make sure that you are taking small steps to get there. Regardless of how overcrowded the space is, you want to continue to build up your platform. You want to build up your content, and you want to build up your business on a daily, consistent basis. And that doesn't even mean that you have to post something every day. That could be just strategizing, just writing something down, right? Writing out plans, writing out ideas that you want to execute. All right. But you want to do it on a consistent basis. So this way you're always moving towards that goal. My second tip is practice, right? Practice makes perfect. All right. Or perfect practice makes I don't know. Right. But practice makes perfect. The more that you practice something, the better you become at it. Right. So whatever that is, right. You're building up your business. You're building up your YouTube channel. You're creating your blog. Doesn't even matter. Right. You always want to make sure you're practicing, right? Whether you're recording, whether you're taking pictures, whether you're writing, you always want to be practicing, because the more reps that you get at it, the better you get, the more comfortable you get. And the more comfortable you get, the more of yourself breaks through, right? Because when it comes down to any of this, whether it's a business, and let's focus on content creators, right? Whether it's a business, whether it's a blog, whether it's photography, whatever the case may be, right? When your own personal point of view and your own personal perspective starts to break through, that's what people latch onto. That's what they connect with. They connect with you. Right? They like your products. They might like your services, but they connect with you. All right. And the only way that people will connect with you is if you're comfortable enough to be yourself around them. And that does take practice. As simple or as crazy as they may sound, it's actually the truth. The third thing that I think you should know is that it's so easy that is difficult, right? Because we take things for granted, right? The convenience of it, right? We always have our cell phone with us, right? But that's also a great reason why you can be a business owner, because you can run a whole business off of a cell phone. But it's so easy. It's so convenient that we just take it for granted. We don't really think much of it, right? And so sometimes you're not looking at the opportunity that's right in front of you. And then when you do realize the opportunity that's right in front of you, you realize that a bunch of other people also realize that opportunity. So it is hard. It is convenient, but sometimes you just got to step back, take a look at the resources that you have, and realize that these small things can be super powerful. Now, the fourth thing that you should know is that it's always more difficult than you think. All right. And you always have to learn more than you think. Right. So let's just say, for example, you're setting up an e-commerce website, right? You're going to sell t-shirts, you're going to sell jackets, you're going to sell whatever, right? And you're doing print on demand, right? So it seems super easy, right? All I got to do is set up a website, throw up a couple of designs on there. It's print on demand, so I don't have to hold any any stock. Bada bing, bada boom. But there's always more to learn than you actually think, right? You're going to have to learn how to set up payment gateways. You're going to have to learn how to set up your business accounts. You're going to have to learn how to take care of taxes and how to delegate your money. What are you going to keep? What are you going to invest? What are you going to spend, right? There's always more to learn than you think, right? And even if it is something like you want to become, an influencer, say on a different social media platform, those social media platforms are going to have their own algorithms, right? And so you're going to have to learn that too. It's not about just, I'm going to shoot it and then I'm going to post it. There's always more to learn than you think. And then comes in all the back end stuff, especially if you plan on monetizing it, making money and trying to build a living out of this thing. Now, my fifth and final tip is that although these things can seem overwhelming, right? The good news is that you don't have to have a huge business. You don't have to have a huge audience to make a comfortable living, right? All you have to do is have a certain group of people that you connect with. And it doesn't have to be every single body, okay? It just has to be a small group of people that you connect with, okay? And I think that we can tell nowadays, or content creators have shown this creator economy where you don't have to have, everybody know all about your music. Everybody know all about your videos. Everybody coming and visiting your blog, right? You only have to have a certain little subset that you can, monetize on, or that you can capture and you can connect with in order to make a comfortable living, especially if you're looking to, make a business or make a living out of your products and your content. And following those first couple of steps where you're being consistent, right? You're always staying on top of it. You're learning, right? During this time, you are going to fine tune, right? So it's easier nowadays than ever. But just because it's easy doesn't mean that it doesn't take work. It doesn't mean that it doesn't take practice. It doesn't mean that it doesn't, you don't have to be consistent, right? You have to show up. You have to put in the work. You have to practice, okay? But if you do those things over and over and over again, okay, it becomes easier. And then whatever it is that you want to do, whether you're starting a business, whether you're being a content creator, photography, video, blogging, it doesn't matter, right? As long as you stay consistent, you connect with your audience, you become comfortable with yourself, and your voice and your opinion can start to cut through and connect with others. You don't need a big following. You don't need everybody in the world to know your name to make a comfortable living. Hopefully that video was useful and helpful. And if so, give me a like, drop me a comment, and let me know where you're at on your creative journey right now. And for all my people out there who are trying to build a life on their terms and get it how they live, this is your man, Jonathan Moore, and I'm signing out. Peace.